In this video, I'm going to show you how to find the area of a trapezoid, and this is for homework 102 in geometry. So a trapezoid is kind of like a parallelogram, right? A trapezoid kind of looks like this. It has two parallel sides, but the other sides are not parallel. You also might see a trapezoid that looks like this, where we have right angles, and I'm going to show you how we find that one too. So a parallelogram looks just like this. Excuse my poor drawing here. Kind of looks like this. Two parallel sets of sides. And our formula for this was area equals base times height, and we drew in some height like this. And then we took times the base. With a trapezoid, it's going to be similar to that, but it doesn't work quite the same way. So our area of the trapezoid, our formula is 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times the height. And you can see how this is very similar to the area of a parallelogram, except for in this problem, we have to take the average of the bases, which are these two right here, base 1, base 2, the parallel sides. We take the average of those times the height. Because remember, average, we add multiple things together and we divide by how many things there are. So that's exactly how we find that formula. So now that we know where we kind of get this formula from, let's start solving some problems. In this problem, we have our two parallel sides right here. And on your homework, they're going to be given to you that they're parallel. And remember our formula, A equals 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times the height. In this case, our first base is 11, our second base is 7, and our height is 6. So 1/2 times 18 times 6 is 9 times 6, which is 54 units squared. There's our area. The next one, same idea, and this is still a trapezoid. It has two parallel sides, or one set of parallel sides, and the other two sides are not parallel. And we know these are parallel because of these right angles here, and it has to go back to perpendicular lines and parallel pairs and things like that. But we don't really need to worry about that for this problem. We just need to know that it's a trapezoid. Again, our formula is 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 plus the height. That's 1/2 times 19 plus 12 times 10. 19 plus 12 is 31. Times 10. I'm going to take this 1/2 times the 10 because 31 is not divisible by 2. And we end up with 5 times 31, which is 155 units squared. When you're doing your homework, don't forget to put the units squared in. And the last one we have here, we actually don't have a height for, so we're going to have to draw a height in. We do also only have one base, right? So we're going to have to figure out the other base here. So let's draw in some lines. And you remember doing this a few weeks back. We were trying to find some different measurements of things. And probably a perimeter. And so we were drawing in some perpendicular segments just like we did right here. We know this is 7. Okay. I've left out an important piece of information. This one's 60 degrees right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and figure out what these two short lengths on the top are that we don't know. If this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle on the right side, and our 6 is on the hypotenuse of the triangle, that means that half of 6, right? This is our 2x side, that orange 6 right there. Half of 6 goes on our short side, that is 3, and this length here would be 3 square root of 3. Okay, let's come over to the other side and figure out what our measurement should be there. This is a 30, 60, 90 triangle also. That means that this is the purple line right there is technically our short side of it. And you might say, well, I have no idea how to find that. Well, we can actually bring this 3 squared of 3 over, since we know that these lines are parallel. Right? We draw that in. So this is also 3 squared of 3. And that would be the short side of this triangle. So to find the long leg right there, the green line, we multiply by the square root of 3. So 3 squared of 3 times the square root of 3 is 3 times 3, which is 9. And 9 is that measurement right there. So now we have our height, which is 3 squared of 3. And we have our two bases. So let's plug this in our formula. 1/2 times base 1 is 7. Base 2, this whole length right here, is 19. Times our height, which is 3 squared of 3. We have 1/2 times 26 times 3 squared of 3. We end up with 1/2 times 26, that's 13. 13 times 3 is 39. Square root of 3 units squared. And there is the area of that trapezoid. Remember, let me know if you have any questions. You can always text me or send me an email.